Before we get to that next episode, I just want to take a minute. You notice I'm not in my mask tonight because I wanted to show off one of my many, if you can see, Blood Prison t-shirts. And Blood Prison is a haunted house in Mansfield, Ohio at the old Ohio State Reformatory. And I think, so right there, right? Ohio State Reformatory. And it's one of in my humble opinion, one of the best of the horror houses in Ohio, or at least in my area in Ohio. I know there's some in Columbus that I haven't seen that might rival it, but I've been to several of them. This year was probably the best. It was a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of scares in there. They redid a lot of the inner works, and it's held in the old reformatory, and you may recognize it from, oh God, yeah, the old man memory is killing him. Shawshank Redemption. It is where it was filmed, and unfortunately the tree outside, where they sit under, is not there anymore. But just a fun fact for you, maybe you didn't know, maybe you did, but that is where Shawshank Redemption was filmed. And you get to go in and you get to see the cells that they fit in. They're very small, but if you look it up, you can do ghost tours. I think they have an overnight stay, and obviously, having the movie done there, it's really interesting, and it's a little piece of movie history there right here near me in Ohio. So we're about to get to episode 4. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that bell. Okay, we are back, and we're going to talk about episode 4 of Cabinet of Curiosities, now on Netflix. It's an 8-episode series. All are out right now, and we'll be doing the other 4 next week. This one is called The Outside and stars Katie Micucci, Martin Starr, and Dan Stevens. It's directed by Anna Lily Amirpour, and is done by a short story by Guillermo del Toro. And unfortunately for me, this is the least likable of the 4. But when I say that, take it with a grain of salt, because it's like your least favorite ice cream. It's like vanilla. It's all really good. They're all really good, but this is the one I like the least so far. So I wouldn't turn down vanilla. You put vanilla ice cream in front of me, and I'm going to eat that. Maybe put a little chocolate sauce on there, some sprinkles. So keep in mind, I don't want you to think I'm panning it. I'm not. It's really good, but of the 4, it's my least favorite. So this story is about Stacy. She's an outsider. Okay, she doesn't fit in at work. She's not a beautiful person. She's surrounded by beautiful people at work, and comes home to her loving husband and supportive husband, who tells her he loves her just the way she is, and her hobby is taxidermy. Okay, so a bit odd. She plays odd very well. This is Katie Micucci, who played another fun movie fact, who played Raj's girlfriend, the one with all the problems in Big Bang Theory. They used to climb out of the bathroom window. Their romance didn't last long, but she was awkward in that, and she plays awkward so very well in this. So she's longing to be part of these people, part of this group, as we all are. We all want to be popular and be with the beautiful people, and some of us can't, but that's okay. We have our things. That's why I have my monsters, because I fit in with the monsters for some reason. I don't know, but one day, it's near Christmas, and she gets invited to the Christmas party at one of the beautiful people's houses, and she thinks it's a secret Santa. And so she goes back and she's all excited, tells her husband, oh, this is great. I'm finally being accepted. He's like, you really don't like her, but no, I'm going to be accepted. It's great. So she wants to make a big hit and decides she's going out killing a duck and does her taxidermy on it. And that's what she's going to present at the Secret Santa. So we get to the party, and then obviously this woman is, the popular person, affluent, in a very nice house. She's there with all the other beautiful people who seem to just want to talk, how to put it politely, the lack of size of their boyfriend's or husband's member. And we get a lot of that in this episode at the beginning and in the middle. And I just hope She-Devil doesn't talk about me like that. But you have to wonder, is this what really happens in this situation? But I digress a little bit. So they get to the party, and it's time to exchange gifts, and it really wasn't a Secret Santa. It's just everybody got the same gift, and it's a gift of beauty products and hand cream and all that. And so embarrassed, she still presents her gift to the beautiful person's wife, and it's the stuffed duck, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, and they set it aside behind a chair somewhere. And then they're all get back to their beauty stuff, and they start putting hand cream on, and she's watching them, and they're rubbing their hands. And that's a nice picture of the wall. All right, got rid of the technical difficulties. So they're rubbing the hand lotion all over their hands and their face and neck and all that. And finally she decides to join in and starts rubbing the hand lotion. And she has an allergic reaction to it. So, just her luck, being the awkward person, the only person there that has an allergic reaction, and starts splotching her face and neck and hands, turns her really red and itchy. So she goes home early, dejected. Gets home, her husband's there, and he's like, oh my God, what happened? And, she's like, I just wanted to fit in and leave it to me to be the one allergic. And he's very supportive throughout this whole thing, and, continues to tell her he loves her just the way she is. And, but it's her deep longing to be part of this group that drives her forward. And, so they go to bed, and she's itching and comes down, and suddenly she's flipping through the channels, and she gets to the infomercial show for this beauty product and how it's going to change your life. Here's the new you, and you just got to continue to use it. And then they list off about 72 side effects, which the one I found most interesting about that is hallucinations. And shortly after that, she's talking to the people on TV, and they talk her, the spokesman for this beauty product, they talk her into buying a whole case of it at $299. And so these tubes seem to have a life of her own, because as she's watching the commercial, the tube opens up and starts squirting out the product on the table. And although she wasn't going to try it again, through the commercial and the spokesperson's prodding or encouragement, she tries more of this product. So next morning, very fast delivery, it's there. She has this whole case of about 40 tubes that she puts down in the basement so her husband doesn't find out, and begins to use the product again. And within a day, everything's worse, nothing's getting better. The blisters are worse, she's itching all the time, and she's ready to quit. And again, that evening, she's flipping through the TV comes on, and it's the spokesperson again encouraging her to continue on with the treatment. And the process has begun. He's like, well, it's going to burn. If it hurts, it's working. That old adage. No pain, no gain. And so again, she's going to continue using it, and we go through this process now of her using it, and it's getting worse and worse, and finally she decides she's not going to use it anymore, goes upstairs, and you see the whole case opened, and all of a sudden all the lotion tubes open up and start squeezing out the lotion. And as she's, sleeping, the lotion tubes are emptying, overfills the box overfills the floor, and you see like something growing in the goo on the floor. So we fast forward to the next morning, and she's like, "Can you stay home?" He's like, "No, I can't stay home today." And she goes downstairs and visits and has sees what's grown out of this ooze, which is like a shell of a beautiful woman. And obviously, that's going to be the new you. And so she goes up to it, and she loves it, and they hold hands and kiss. And then the next scene, the husband's home, and eating dinner, and she comes up, and she realizes now that it is working. That's going to be the new me, this beautiful object down there. And talks to her husband, and again he's like, "Listen, stop, it's horrible, you can't do this to yourself, I love you the way you are." And he sits there and lists all the reasons and says, "I love you the way you are." And she goes, "You're never going to change, are you?" And he's like, "No, I've been telling you till I'm blue in the face, I love you the way you are." And she happened to bring up one of her taxidermy scalpels and pops it right in his head. And remarkably enough, this police officer takes it quite well and just stands there, sits down and says, "Wow, you really got me in the knife, or got me in the head? Is it deep?" And they said, "Yeah, it's." And she's just saying, "Oh wow, no, it's deep." And he pulls it out. He said, "I'm gonna pull it out." He pulls it out, and the blood starts squirting out. And he has his police radio near him. And so he's about to call it in, and as he's about to call him in, she comes back with an axe and takes him out, because he didn't want her to go through with the process and be the new person, that she was supposedly or is becoming. So with the husband gone, she goes up, and we see the new her melt into a bathtub, fills the tub, and she gets in the tub, immersing herself in the goo of this beauty product, and emerges covered in goo. And as we go through the process of her pulling the goo off of her, and that, it's revealed that she is now one of the beautiful people, not a replica or anything like that. It's not like Body Snatchers or anything like that, but it's made herself beautiful. Her teeth are perfect, her hair is perfect, skin perfect, and now she's so happy. She's one of the beautiful people now, and now she has to worry about her husband. I mean, he's dead. He's a police officer. Somebody's going to find out. So she decides to take him downstairs and do her taxidermy on him, and positions him in a chair, sitting there watching TV with the in front of the TV tray. They ate everything in front of the TV, and proceeds to happily go on to work in smart dress and beautiful makeup and all that, and gets to work, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, they're gushing over her, how beautiful she is, and want to touch her and all that." And she's finally accepted, and she's so happy she's accepted. And you just see, at the end, she's just standing there glowing and so happy, and taking, all the adulations and all that. And that's how the episode ends. And I just have to wonder, again, they picked the right girl to be the awkward girl. I mean, she's fantastic in this. The husband's kind of bland, but he's just there to be supportive and die in the end. And the beautiful people are obnoxious as usual. And no, I'm joking. Just because you're beautiful, you're not obnoxious. I just wonder if that's how it really ended. And if I was to pick an ending for this, it was all a hallucination, and she ends up in jail because, listen, eventually the guy doesn't show up for work to the police station for a while. they're going to come visit the house and find out that, I don't think a taxidermy husband is going to fool anybody. So, like I said, for me, it wasn't the best one, but it was still very good. And I do recommend watching this. I think the next 4 are going to be just as good as the first 4. And like I said, we'll be going over those next week. I hope you enjoyed this. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that bell, and I will talk to you later. But right now, Luna and I, who's been pretty quiet, she's been a good girl today. We're going to watch a few more episodes of Cabinet of Curiosity. Bye now.